Hi there guys and girls, I just wanted to do a video about something that's been going on YouTube lately, and I just wanted to add my 2 cents about it. So, you guys might notice that I've put up, I think, like one video about Pewdiepie in the past, about not deleting his channel and stuff, because I like his content, right? And like this year, and like probably late last year, I started watching Pewdiepie videos, because I liked the videos he was doing, the changeover. I don't know how I got into I don't remember which video I saw. It might have been, actually, I think it was that, it's funny because it's been removed. The My New Car video, the first one he did, where he's like, check out my new car, and he was giving like shit to people who become famous YouTubers, and they go out there and they buy a Lamborghini or they buy some big hot car, like they show off like, you know, I'm fucking worth something now, you know, look at me, I'm so fucking rich. And he was making fun of that, and I thought it was, I love shit like that, you know, I love it when people are humble, you know, and they can make a joke about that sort of thing. And, you know, he's like, check out my new car, and it was like this piece of crap old Nissan, you know, car, and you know, he had like, you know, twisties and shit all over the dashboard, and he was driving through the town with the window down playing this really crap music, and I don't know, it just made me laugh. And that's what kind of got me into Pewdiepie. I could see that he was good at comedy. He is good at comedy. He is. And, you know, I liked those videos a lot more than the shit that he was doing in the past before then. The Happy Wheels videos, I couldn't stand them. Any video where he's screaming or playing a horror game, would not watch. Like, avoided it like the plague. Couldn't stand it. But, you know, where he was talking about something or being funny or making fun of something, I found that content so much better and hilarious. And since then, I've been watching, like, every day Pewdiepie's latest video. The only ones I didn't watch the Resident Evil ones because we were playing Resident Evil 7. You know, and I think there were a few ones where he played games, and I didn't watch them because I liked more the comedy stuff where he was doing the skits, like the Beastmaster 64 or stuff like that. Anyway, so he did a video recently on Fiverr. You guys probably know this. You know, you pay someone $5 on this website Fiverr and they do something. So he paid these guys to hold up a sign that said "Death to all Jews," you know, and they were like dancing around like ha 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 ha, you know, and you know, subscribe to Keemstar, you know, and the whole thing was a joke. The whole thing was a commentary on a modern day commentary on what you can get people to do for money. That was what the joke of the video was. And he even said in the video that he, you know, I'm not an anti-Semite, don't comment, don't get mad. He even said all this shit in the original video. You know, and it blew up. It was funny because it didn't blow up straight away. It took a while. Wall Street Journal did an article on him. Total fucking hit piece. And a hit piece, if you don't know what that is when the media does a piece on someone and gears it to make them look bad, or to make them look like they did it on purpose, which is exactly what that video was. It was a total hit piece. And if I was Pewdiepie, I would be suing the fuck out of the Wall Street Journal right now. I would be putting every fucking dollar into it. Because the fact that if you just let it go, like, everyone's saying, everyone's just, at the moment, just tweeting to the Wall Street Journal saying, you know, you guys are fucked, like, myself included. You guys are assholes. You total hit piece, bullshit. You took this video out of context. And they're loving it. They're getting all the attention. That's what they want. That's why they do this shit, so they can get all this fucking attention. But what they don't want is to lose money, and they don't want to look bad. And the fact, even though, like, these tweets and that might be making them look bad to a degree, they just pass that off as, oh, they're just internet idiots. They don't know, and they get away with it. But when something becomes more serious and goes through a court system, you know, and there's big money payouts happen, that's when shit changes. And like, honestly, I think Pewdiepie really should sue the fucking pants off the Wall Street Journal. He's got the money to do it. I'd do it. Yeah, it's a fucking big hassle, you know. But if he was able to take them to court and successfully win, and that, a lot of these news outlets would think twice before doing this shit again. They really would. They'd be like, oh wait, maybe we shouldn't do this hit piece because, you know, Wall Street Journal did it and they got the pantsuit off him, you know. And honestly, you know, I think he should do it, but that's just my opinion. He does what he wants with his money. You know, he's the star. He's the king of YouTube sort of thing. But I wanted to talk about something else in this video too. And that was, and this is my analysis of something that happened. After he put the video up, and, you know, and all the shit was going on online, one of PewDiePie's friends, they do a lot of things together. They do charity streams together. He's part of Revel Mode, which is PewDiePie's like group of YouTubers that have projects. So I think it's like Markiplier, JackSepticEye, Emma Blackery, Cinnamon Toast Ken, Kick the PJ, and PewDiePie. I think they're all Revel Mode. So it's JackSepticEye, and I don't really watch JackSepticEye because he plays games. And like I said, games aren't really for me. Even though I have watched a few of his videos and they're good. You know, I have nothing against the guy, he just doesn't click with me, like watching him. But I always found it funny that see what happened was PewDiePie gave him a shout out and that made him famous. That's all it takes from someone big. And I kind of have a bit of experience with it. I'm really a tiny YouTuber. But I remember when AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd, liked my YouTube rant. That video had like 50,000 views that week. And I've never seen that on a video, have so many views so fast. You know, and so I have had a little bit of a taste of when someone famous, you know, interacts with a small channel. And that's exactly what happened for JackSepticEye. He got a shout out from PewDiePie, and then he became famous. And he became so big and so subscribed now and so loved, you know, that they joined up and they had a Revel Mode and they're friends and they did the charity streams and everything. So what happened? After the big fallout of all this stuff, JackSepticEye puts a video up. And it said, it was called Let's Talk. And he talked about the video. He said that what Felix did was dumb. You know, it was moronic. It was stupid. You know, and he doesn't really condone it. He made it very clear that Felix is not an anti-Semite. He just made it very clear that it was a very, very stupid joke. Now, a lot of people didn't like this because they saw it as JackSepticEye backstabbing PewDiePie. And like me, most of the internet, including like Ethan from H3H3 Productions, we all know that PewDiePie's video was a joke. It was satire, and a lot of people are confused in this day and age. Take for example J.K. Rowling, who tweets, for those who think being edgy is an accessory, and then tweets out, you know, PewDiePie disconnected from Disney, you know. She doesn't fucking understand. She writes fantasy kids novels, Harry Potter. Fine, stick to that shit because you know nothing about comedy. The way it works, if you're a comedian, it doesn't matter how big you are, it doesn't matter how small you are. Context fucking matters. And those people out there saying context doesn't matter, you don't fucking know shit. You don't know how the world works. I've watched videos in there for Louis C.K., Ricky Gervais, you know, what's his name? Steve Carell, Will Ferrell, comedians. They've all made some sort of wrong, edgy joke at the time in a movie or in stand-up comedy or at the Golden Globes, and it's funny. That's why we watched them, because they crossed the fucking line. And PewDiePie has always made jokes about Hitler because a lot of people have said, oh, he's the Hitler of YouTube. It's actually like a satire of those. He's like ripping on those people who've said that, or he's ripping on something like the YouTube Heroes program where he, you know, had the Hitler uniform on and he's watching like the video and like nodding his head, you know, and that's because he's making fun of that program for being like that regime. So he's made these jokes and he's done it for a long time, and Wall Street Journal's done a hit piece on it. And so Maker Studios, who's owned by Disney, have disconnected him from the network, and then YouTube's lashed out too and cancelled his Scare PewDiePie show, which I don't watch. It's a YouTube Red show. So, for a start, Disney have a history of anti-Semitic stuff. They've had Donald Duck reading Mein Kampf, doing the Hail Hitlers, all that bullshit. Just look it up. Type Donald Duck Nazi in the search box of YouTube, and you'll see the video. And a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, but that was in the past. They're a family-friendly company now. For me personally, it doesn't matter if it's in the past. That's part of your history, and for them to take the action they did is totally uncalled for. All they had to do, the only thing they had to do, was remove that one video, the Fiverr video, and say, we don't like this, it goes too far. That's it. But instead, they disconnect him from Maker Studios, make a big fucking scene, you know, and fucking then YouTube get involved. Why? Okay, YouTube cancel his show, Scare Pewdiepie. For what reason? It has none of that. I assume there's none of that content in it. You know why YouTube did it? Because they have to punish him somehow. They're like, YouTube also removed those videos that were in question. Why didn't they just fucking do that? That's all YouTube had to do. We don't condone this sort of thing. We think it's too far. We're going to take down the video, the Fiverr video. That's all they had to fucking do. Instead, they cancel this Scare Pewdiepie show, which a lot of other YouTubers like JackSepticEye and Ethan from H3 were guests in. They take it down for no fucking reason. You know, the only reason is to make it look like they're fucking doing something. Like, oh, we punished him. We cancelled his fucking show. That's crap, dude. That is fucking crap. So, back to Jack. And I know I'm kind of all over the place with this. JackSepticEye puts up this video. He says he's against it all and da-da-da-da-da. And a lot of people think the video is very strange. In fact, right after he puts it up, he says, I regret putting up the video. But I'm gonna tell you something. I've been thinking about it. Now, the original Fiverr video, if you watch it, you can watch it. It's on YouTube. It's archived, re-uploaded by 1 million people. If you watch the video, throughout the course of the video, PewDiePie constantly makes jokes about JackSepticEye. Like, he mentions him by name, like, 2 or 3 times, I think, in the video in total. And then this video comes out with all this controversy, and he's kicked out of that. Now, what's the next thing that's going to happen is that Jack's going to get worried because PewDiePie is making jokes in this video that's tainted now, where he actually actively mentions JackSepticEye, like, not once, but like 3 times. So he panics. Now, either Maker Studios, who I think Jack is part of, tell him to do the video, or he decides to do it as damage control. So he does the video. He says that's a stupid joke, because by doing that, it then cements in that I didn't know he was going to mention my name. I'm doing this video now to say it's a stupid joke, so it cuts that in half, and no one can think, oh, he was in on it, you know, he was in on the joke sort of thing. I knew nothing about it. So then he's absolved. He won't be kicked out of the studios. Nothing will happen to JackSepticEye. That's why he did the video. But then all the fans turn around and go, how the fuck could you do that to your friend? You know, PewDiePie gave you the shout out. He made you what you are. And then that's why he then has to go, I regret doing the video. I'm sorry. I'm considering taking it down, which he has not done. Because that video needs to stay up for a while to show Maker Studios or whoever it is that I think the joke is really stupid. That's why. That's what I think happened. And that's why I think JackSepticEye first put that video up and now is like, you know, oh, I'm sorry, you know, the video was a stupid idea. Putting the video up controls Maker and it makes him, you know, totally innocent. And then putting up the tweet that's saying, oh, that video was a stupid idea, calms down all the angry mob of fans saying, how could you betray PewDiePie, JackSepticEye? The one thing I would love to know, or I would love to know how, because they spoke to each other, Jack and Felix, I'd love to know what Felix thinks about that. You know, probably, and I'm assuming that Felix is probably not even that pissed off about it, but I could be wrong. I just think that Jack would have explained it, you know, and Felix would have been like, yeah, it's all out of control, and da-da-da. Like, because more like the people who make the videos like me and these fucking news outlets, they're going fucking mental about it. You know, and the poor guy's had to, you know, I say the poor guy. Now, he's in a place now, and everyone's like, yeah, they showed him, but as Ethan said, he's in the best place ever now. He can go with whoever he wants, and you know what? Yeah, so that's just how I feel about it. I feel like Jack's video and then reply were all planned to calm down Maker and make it look like I didn't know he was going to drop my name in the video, and then B, calm down the fans for making the video to calm down Maker. That's what it looks like to me. That's how I've been processing it. You know, but honestly, the last thing I want to say is that the jokes that Felix made were clearly satire. They were fucking hilarious. I was laughing my ass off. I even showed Alex, we were working on Outworld Tours one day, working on episode 6, the audio for episode 6, and I said, oh, you got to see this video he did on Fiverr. It's fucking hilarious. You know, he tells these guys to write, you know, something terrible on a side, and they do it, and they dance around and like laugh and because they don't understand, you know. And we all, clearly, all of us got the commentary, you know, and we all got the modern day commentary on, you can pay someone to do fucking anything. You can give them $5, you know. That was the joke. And every time he's made a joke, or, you know, something about Hitler or Jews or whatever, it's been funny because it's been a satire or a comedy or something that's, you know, it's not a direct reference to the shit that happened in the past. It's, sure, he's using that image, but the joke he's really making is about something else. He's just using a strong image to send this joke home, sort of thing. And people get really fucking pissed off about it, mate. What? You guys should go watch Louis C.K. These people complaining, they should go watch Louis C.K. Louis C.K. is such a funny comedian, and he says what he wants, you know, and the guy is really funny for it. And that's the difference between context. You know, some people say the context matters. I mean, context doesn't matter. You shouldn't use racist words and stuff. Context really fucking matters. Because, you know, you could read a book and say the word Jew out loud, you know, and it's okay because you're a scholar and you're teaching people. And this is a very, you know, this book is, you know, approved by the education department to be read out in schools because, you know, it's of its, you know, foundation in history or da-da-da-da, and no one will care. But if you're a guy on the internet who uses the word the same way and makes a joke, or not the same way, but uses the word to make a joke, still not referencing or being serious about what its initial meaning is, you get ridiculed. Now, I got another example. I remember I play a lot of CounterStrike, for those of you who don't know, on PC. Now, a lot of the time, you know, I play, and now I just play on a server that's really like full on. Like the server I play on, we all just tell each other, you know, we're always yelling at each other. You're a fuckhead. You're an idiot. Fuck off. You know, we're just giving each other shit all the time. There's literally pretty much no boundaries on what can be said on that server, and that's why I play there, because everyone who plays on that server knows not to get offended, and people really don't get offended on there. We get on there, we play, we give each other shit, we have a good time. Like, that's what the server's about. But I remember I was playing on a different server once, and I used to play on the server a lot, and I've since, you know, kind of dropped off. But, you know, when you play Counter-Strike and you shoot someone, like let's say an enemy jumps out in front of you, and you've got like the Parrot, the huge machine gun, and you blast the shit out of them before they can even shoot you. Like, you annihilate them. It's not uncommon to say in the game, I raped that guy. And I remember this girl went absolutely mental at me, saying that you shouldn't say rape, and like, you know, it's derogatory, you know, it's pretty much like social justice warrior sort of bullshit. And I just got on the mic and I said, you don't know what you're talking about. I go, do you even know what the fucking word rape means? I go, its initial meaning isn't to sexually assault a woman. Its initial meaning is to take something by force. So, in regards to the guy I just killed, I took his life by force. It was nothing to do with sex. I didn't turn him over and fuck him. You know, I said this on the mic, and people were laughing, and I'm like, no, it's not funny. I go, she's confused by what the word means. You know, and people get sensitive because rape can be a very strong word, the way it's used. And I said, you don't know the original context of the word. You think the original context is something sexual, like someone, you know, and she's going on about how she knows someone who was raped. And I'm like, so do I. I go, but that doesn't mean the way I'm using the word is incorrect, is wrong. You need to realize that, you know, and because my brain is, or I think I have a very logical brain. sometimes fiercely logical, you know, and I explained it to her, but there was no getting through to her. She was just, you know, blah, blah, and I just said, look, I'm not going to argue anymore. You don't understand. Do you know what I mean? I go, all you need to know is, when I said I raped that guy, it was nothing sexual. It was nothing to do with what the word can mean. It was purely a statement to say that I killed him quick before he could react. You know, and it's not an uncommon thing for us to say in CounterStrike. I go, if you don't like it, maybe you should go back to Candy Crush. That's what I said to her, and a lot of people laughed, you know, and she got pissed off, you know, because I said that, you know, but that's how I can be. I can be like, you know, I can be sarcastic like that, you know what I mean? But that's another example of how people can really get bent out the way a word can be used, you know, and in regards to the way PewDiePie used the word Jew, you know, its initial word is full on. It's a racist word usually, but the way Felix used it was satire and parody and comedy, and he used it the other way, which is acceptable. You know, so even its initial meaning sometimes doesn't really matter. It's how you use it in the end. You know, so I just wanted to do a video about it because I found it very, very interesting that, like, YouTube would, like, drop his show for no reason other than, like, oh, it looks like we're doing something, you know. And I found it very curious when Jack put that video up and then said it was a bad idea and I'm considering taking it down and all that. And I'm like, huh, that's so damage control. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people were confused by it, so I wanted to put a video up about it, how I feel about it. And that's how I feel about it, you know. I also wanted to break up, you know, I've been putting up a lot of Pokemon Go videos. I know not everyone enjoys my Pokemon Go videos, so I wanted to put up something new in between, because there is another one coming, a Pokemon Go video, so, you know, I didn't want you guys to feel like you're being bombarded with Pokemon Go, even though I'm really enjoying Generation 2 right now. I've almost got 50 of the latest group of Pokemon, so it's been pretty sweet. But yeah, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, check out this one, because you may also like that video. And yeah, feel free to comment on anything I've said in the video below. Feel free to smash that like button, you know, if you want to do that. Feel free to retweet the video. Feel free to download the video. Feel free to re-upload the video. Feel free to subscribe to me on Instagram. Feel free to subscribe to me on Twitter. Feel free to... What else can I plug? No more. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it if you watched all the way through. And I'll see you guys next time for another video. Peace out.